Hey cuties, Peachy here, welcome back to a new video, and in this video we're gonna go in depth into all of the new 7 seas added into the live action Little Mermaid remake, exploring all of the new kingdoms and cultures and more, so stay tuned and let's get into it. If you're new here, welcome! Become a cutie today by subscribing down below, it's free and it supports the channel a lot. So in my last video we went in depth into each of the sisters, their role, like which kingdom they rule over, their power, and so on. And except for Ariel, which I did not know what her power could be, which thinking back, it's obviously her voice, and a lot of you in the comments also said so. So thank you for like just pointing out the obvious. It's obviously her siren voice, and that's also why Ursula wanted her voice so badly, because it's so powerful. That leaves Tamika, for me at least, to my knowledge, that I don't really know what her power could be. All the other sisters have some kind of special power ability. But Tamika, I guess her power could be her super strength, because it is like, it's specifically highlighted that, you know, she has like super strength. She's like super strong. She's the strongest of all her sisters, and she rules her kingdom with an iron fin. So maybe it's that, maybe it's something else. I'm thinking of actually getting the book where all this information is coming from, because so far I've just been reading all this information from youloveit.com. And so now we get to the latest development, which is this map. This seemingly the complete world map of the world where the live action Little Mermaid takes place in. So, and at first glance, you would think maybe this is just a very abstract version of the real world that we live in, but I checked, and some portions, some, continents look kind of similar to the actual world in the different continents, but it really, it's not accurate. Like, I definitely think that this world map and all the different countries and continents and, whatever, all these land masses, they just look differently. They have different shapes. So I definitely think that this is all kind of made up and inspired by maybe our world, like the real world. But I definitely think this is more like a, fantasy, world where the live action Little Mermaid takes place in. And so that's why all these different shapes look kind of similar, but they're not very accurate, because again, I couldn't like put a one-to-one accuracy on all the different shapes, and also like on the different portions where the sisters rule over their kingdoms. So I'm just gonna say it, I think this is all just made up. It's not real. So it's not accurate. So while the geography may not be accurate or real, it definitely still is inspired, with each kingdom being specific and unique, and each culture also being unique to every, kingdom for every sister that they rule. Speaking of, I love how every kingdom here for every sister, like the 7 seas basically, where every sister rules over one sea, it's very scattered. And I mean, obviously it is, because it's the whole world, but you can really get a good sense of proportion here, and of like the distance between different land masses and continents. So it really does show a better perspective of like the Little Mermaid world, and like how it looks like, what it's all about, and like where all the sisters are when they're not all being called to, I guess, King Triton, when they have this big meeting that's going to happen, I guess, in the movie. Because otherwise, I do think that they would all just be in their own kingdoms doing their own thing. And in the movie, I think they're all meeting at the beginning, probably because to discuss some kind of issue. Now, so speaking of, let's start off with Ariel. And for Ariel, there's actually no paragraph or description for her kingdom, the Carinae Sea, which sounds very familiar to the Caribbeans. So it might, again, it's inspired, obviously. All these different seas are inspired by different real life seas, so that's really definitely something to remember. So for Ariel, I definitely think that her sea is also going to be the sea that we're going to see so it's definitely going to be like the sea that's most closest to Prince Eric's castle, I'm thinking, because that's why maybe she's also more familiar with like his like kingdom and like the people, and so I'm thinking that's maybe like where she's just most familiar with, and maybe that's also where King Triton kind of also has his home base, I guess, because he wants to take care of the youngest, which is obviously Ariel's. I don't know, but we don't really have much information on like Ariel, actually her kingdom, which I don't think will be a problem because, again, in the movie, I do think, you know, her kingdom will be probably like the most highlighted one because it's obviously about her. So starting off with the eldest sister, we have the culture of the chain sea ruled by Mala. The inhabitants are skilled in opera and acrobatics. They celebrate mid-autumn by spending time with family and celebrate the beginning of spring by riding seahorses. At the Sponge Moon Festival, they revitalize their spirits, and at the Salmon Sun for renewal. They complement each other by doing a backflip, okay? Blowing bubbles is considered a sign of gratitude, while pointing at the fin is considered inconsiderate. On holidays, the inhabitants sing opera while wearing coral jewelry. They usually end any event with a meal of fresh clams. Mala commands inside a watchtower. So that is Mala's kingdom, you know, the chain seas. And already, you know, opera, acrobatics, they have very specific festivals. They have specific greetings, you know, so like customs, right? So that's very interesting. This is very curious. Obviously the book has a lot of detail because it's a book. So I really hope that we get some detail like this in the actual movie because what I'm reading here already is very awesome. So also Mala commands inside a watchtower. What? That sounds amazing. I want to see that definitely in the movie. Next, we have the culture of the safe seas ruled by Karina. In the old days, the inhabitants used to put their heads through ice holes to talk to humans. They would rejoice when snow falls through the holes in the ice. Superstitions include a sea angel landing on the palm of their hand, considered to be a sign of good luck, and it is a tradition to keep collecting piles of perfectly nested shells. One celebration is the Slug Sun Festival, where the mermen chase a fire fish that makes a wish for the winner. They greet each other with 6 kisses on the cheek. Whistling is considered discourteous. On holidays, they dance under a layer of ice glowing with the lights of the Aurora Borealis, while young people carve on the ice below. So wow, that is, again, so much personality already. I mean, that is insane. Just by reading that, you can already get a really good image of the kingdom of the safe sea and Karina and the people and like the customs. I'm really in love with all of these descriptions. I know we probably won't because it's a movie. We don't have enough time to explore every kingdom, but I really hope that at least we get like little snippets of every kingdom for every sister. Because like what? I think the whole ice theme also is like very specific. And then the 6 kisses on a cheek, like that's a lot of kisses. But that's also very realistic. You know, it's so inspired, and I feel like they're really taking a lot of good things from real life customs and, you know, festivals that applying it to the, you know, these fictional seas. I just think it's amazing. Next, we have the brine dive sea culture ruled by Indira. The inhabitants create clouds of dust by stirring up the seafloor to disorient any threats, such as a reef shark or barracudas. The sea fern is sacred to them. They greet each other by waving their fins while maintaining eye contact. All meals end in muzzles. On holidays, they sing whale songs. If they sing well, a whale will hear the song from afar and sing back. Wow, so that's also, it's a shorter description, but still, I love these specific like customs and like just like greetings. Like what? They have to wave their fins while keeping eye contact. That's very specific. Also the whale shark, like what? Look at this image. Look at the kids and like the singing of the you know, the whale song, and the whale shark would like sing it back. Like that's amazing. This is so cool. Next, we have the Python sea culture ruled by Perla. The inhabitants ride elephant seals for sport and value music played on instruments such as maracas filled with shells. They also enjoy playing hide and seek and kelp dancing, a form of water dance similar to human trapeze artist. At Clam Moon, they compete with each other through hoops under the pale light. They greet each other by singing a sequence of notes, and the other repeats the same notes. So that is all for Perla and her kingdom. Riding the sea elephants for sports, like the elephant seals for sport, and then the music also with the maracas with the filled shells, and then we have also kelp dancing. That's something definitely new. That sounds so awesome. And then we have a festival called a Clam at Clam Moon, so where they have a competition. So that's really cool so far. I mean, just look at these depictions, the artwork here. I also think this is really amazingly done. Next, we have the culture of the Fracas Seas, ruled by Tamika. The inhabitants are known for using their environment to create unique objects, such as darts created from sharp coral that they throw as circular targets for sports. Gift giving is highly valued in this community. At Fluke Moon, they hang decorative ornaments from coral wires, and at Lamprey's Sun, they hold hands at sunset to make their shadow below resemble the sun. A gift must be refused 9 times before it is accepted, and a compliment should always be received with modesty. They greet each other by wrapping a stream of water in a kind of watery embrace. On holidays, they eat oyster stew and sing while planting seaweed on large stone monoliths at the bottom of the sea. So that is also, wow, that is like probably like one of the longer descriptions we had so far. So for Tamika's kingdom, we have some festivals here as well. We have Fluke Moon, we have Lamprey's Sun. Gift giving is a very specific thing. You know, you gotta refuse 9 times before you can accept it. Compliments are also something very delicate. And then the most interesting part for me is where the greeting is they wrap each other in a stream of water in a kind of watery embrace. That looks to me like water bending, but underwater. So a lot of water. So that's very cool. I wonder if all of the people in this kingdom, or maybe that's also Tamika's power, where she has like water bending abilities. Oh my god, imagine, that would be so amazing. That next level amazing. But I mean, I just think that's like a very cool concept, like embracing someone as a greeting with a watery ring or something. Like, that's very cool. And lastly, we have the apneic sea culture ruled by Caspia. The inhabitants there value punctuality and are highly superstitious. They believe it is bad luck to swim with your back to another mermaid. They tie soft corals with seagrass to manifest marriage. On the first day of summer, they rub mud on their fins for success. For the same effect, they stay up all night on the first day of winter. For sports, they draw artistic shapes in the sand and tell stories to entertain the younger ones, with tales of good versus evil. They greet each other by rubbing their scales against each other. And lastly, they sing to calm the restless babies. So that is very cool. The superstitions are definitely like very extreme. It's always fun to hear superstitions and how people actually, you know, believe that they might actually be of any help. And then of course we have the different sports, where here is just drawing artistic shapes. I don't think that's like actual sports, like that's not, but it's a I guess a hobby, or maybe like a competition. I don't know. But the emphasis here for this kingdom seems to be the younger ones, the babies. They sing to calm the babies. So maybe this kingdom has a higher, you know, rate of babies. Like maybe they just have more babies. I don't know. It's very emphasized. So this sounds very very cool. Also because it fits Caspia. You know, she, in her description, it said that she's very kind, and you know, like she's also one of the younger sisters. So this is it just kind of fits, you know. And those were all the descriptions we have so far for each of these seas, kingdoms, cultures explained. This information is taken from the Little Mermaid Guide to Merfolk book that I am going to get my hands on very soon, I hope, because I definitely want to do a full in-depth video going deep into the book once I have it in hand, so we can go even deeper into the lore and tea. And I'm sure some of it might be even spoilers for the movie, and that's why we haven't seen anything yet from Ursula, or, you know, Ariel's mom, the queen, King Triton. Like, there's so much more information that I'm sure we're missing. So I cannot wait to get the book myself, and then we'll do a whole video going deep into the lore of the new live action Little Mermaid remake, which again, I'm so excited to see. I hope to see a lot of descriptions here from the kingdom, the cultures actually make it to the big screen, because I think it sounds really well. It was really well done. The executions of the different kingdoms, it just seems so fleshed out. You know what I mean? Like it sounds and seems so real. So I really hope that we get at least a couple of snippets from these different kingdoms in the movie, because they definitely deserve to be highlighted, since they are very vital to the actual, you know, world of the Little Mermaid and the Seven Seas. So I really hope they do make an appearance. But anyways, that was the Seven Seas explained. Let me know what you think of this, you know, new lore in the live action Little Mermaid remake. Which kingdom sounds the most fun to you, and which sister do you like the most? Let me know down below. I hope y'all enjoyed. Leave a like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and become a member today so you don't miss out when I post more content like this coming your way daily and keeping you up to date with all the royalty you love. Stay safe, be kind. I hope this next time. Stay peachy. Kisses.